Hello folks, welcome to the next class in the series of Basics to Advanced, the topic time and work. So we have done one round of working with different efficiencies, and then we talked about Python systems, and then we have solved man days. Now it's time we solve a few questions, some moderate level questions, easy to moderate questions, and then we'll establish a fundamental understanding about the entire topic, right? So without any further ado, let's solve the questions. We'll start with the first one. As usual, I'll give you a few seconds to take a snap of the question and let's solve. So we'll look at the question here. Ravi completes 45% of his project in 18 days. He realizes he cannot finish it on time. So he takes the help of his father, who is thrice as efficient as Ravi. Together they complete the remaining work exactly on the day of the deadline. What is the deadline for the project? Nice question. So let's say Ravi completes 45% of the task in 18 days. 45% of the task in 18 days. So we can do a variation then. 45% 18. So what is the time taken for 100%? We call it x. So x into 45 is equal to 18 into 100. X is equal to 18 into 100 divided by 45. Cancel this. This is 2. This is 5. Cancel this is 20. So x is equal to 40 days. So the total time taken by him to complete the task is going to be 40 days. Now we understand, if I take this to be the deadline of the task from the beginning till end, we understand that Ravi has already worked for 18 days. This is 18 days of Ravi. Let's say Ravi is capable of doing 1 unit per day. It's going to be his amount, the efficiency of Ravi. Now for the remaining time, this is going to be the 0th day. This is the last day of the deadline. From here to here, he has taken the help of his father, Ravi, along with his father. What is his father capable of doing? He is thrice as efficient as Ravi. So whatever Ravi can do, his father can do 3 times the work. So his father will be 3 units per day. So call. Now, if Ravi has taken 40 days, if Ravi takes 40 days to complete the task, by doing 1 unit a day, we can understand that the total work will be 40 units. Right? That's the total time that he takes. That's his efficiency. That will give us the total work to be 40 units. Now, Ravi has already worked for 18 days. That means he has finished 18 units. Remaining, we are going to have 22 units left. So who's going to work on this 22 units? Ravi with his father. Both of them put together can give me 4 units per day. So to complete 22 units, that would have taken divided by 4, that will be 5.5 days. So 18 days of Ravi alone, and then 5.5 days of Ravi along with his father. They finish it exactly on the deadline. What is the question? What was the deadline for the project? The deadline for the project would be 18 days plus 5.5 days. So the deadline will be 23.5 days. And that's our answer. Simple question. You look for the efficiency, you plot a value, and then you crack through it. We are done. Right? We'll hop on to the next question now. Again, I'll just step away for a second. And then we solve. Arav and Ben together can complete a task in 26 days. Ben and Kara together in 39 days. Kara and Arav together in 52 days. How long will it take if all 3 work together on the project? So I'm going to say A plus B is equal to 26 days. B plus C is equal to 39 days. And then A plus C is equal to 52 days. So the total work will be LCM of 26, 39 and 52. 26 and 52 will go well in 52 itself. This is 3 into 13. This is 4 into 13. So 4 into 3 is 12. 12 into 30, total work LCM is 156 units. LCM of 26, 39 and 52 will be 156 units. So this 26 days, so this will be 5 times 6 units per day. This will be 39 into 4, 39 into 4 units per day. And this will be 3 units per day. So if I put all 3 of them to work, that would take 2 times of A plus B plus C. They would give us 13 units per day. But that's twice their work. I want all 3 of them to work together, but I need individual single efficiency. I don't need individual efficiency. I don't need to have twice the amount. So from here I can say A plus B plus C is equal to 13 by 2 units per day. All 3 of them work together, they could give us 13 by 2 units, 6.5 units. But I'm going to keep it 13 by 2 so that we can simplify it. By doing 13 by 2 units, if they have to finish 156 units, how many days will they take? That will be 156 divided by 13 by 2, or 156 into 2 divided by 13. So this goes 12 times. So they would take 24 days if they work together, and that will be our answer. Nice question. You don't necessarily have to find the individual efficiency of A, B and C by solving for these 3 equations. Straight away add them. Sometimes the question will have a small loophole that we can use here. Here I don't have to find them separately. Simply add them, you'll get 2 times of A plus B plus C. Not saying this is the way to solve it every time, but most of the questions under this format will follow this pattern, which is super easy for us, right? We'll go to the next question now. I'll give you a second to grab it. And then we solve. A tank is connected to 3 pipes. Pipe A and B can fill the tank in 10 and 30 minutes respectively, while pipe C can empty the full tank in 20 minutes. The capacity of the tank is 900 liters. The pipes are operated in a repeating cycle where pipe A runs for 1 minute, followed by pipe B for 1 minute, and then pipe C for 1 minute. And this pattern continues. When will the tank overflow? So when they ask when will the tank overflow, it is accounted for the fact that the tank is empty. From empty to the overflowing point is what they are asking. So let's grab the data here first. A will take 10 minutes. B will take 30 minutes. And then C will take 20 minutes. But we need to keep for the fact that this is a drain pipe. So let's take the LCM now. I don't necessarily have to take the LCM because the total capacity is given as 900 liters. 900 liters is my total capacity. And that can be filled by A in 10 minutes, which means A is capable of giving us 90 liters per minute. B can give us 30 liters per minute. C will be 45 liters per minute. But that's a drain pipe, which will be minus 45. So first minute, we have A. Second minute, we have B. Third minute, we have C. Fourth minute, again A. Fifth minute, again B. Sixth minute, again C. And so on. So in the first minute, A would have given us 90 liters. So the total tank will have 90 liters. Right? Second minute, B would give us 30 liters. So 90 plus 30 will be 120 liters. Third minute, C takes away 45 liters. That will leave us with 75 liters. Fourth minute, again it is A. That will give me another 90. And then I'll notice that 75 and this will give me 165. And then B will give me 30 liters. That will take me to 195. C will remove 45. That will bring me to 150. Now I can notice that for every 3 minutes, we can form a cycle. Right? That's a pattern. We look for a pattern. Do I have a pattern? For every 3 minutes, we have ABC, ABC, ABC. I'm going to call this as a cycle. So one cycle is equal to 3 minutes from the beginning. And in one cycle, at the end of every cycle, I have 75. Then I go to 150. At the end of the third cycle, I would have ended up with 225. Again, plus 90, plus 30, minus 45. So from 270 minus 45 is 225. So at the end of every cycle, we get 75 liters. Or I can say one cycle, one repeat cycle will give us 75 liters. Right? So for every 3 minutes, I get 75 liters. Our minds would automatically say, so 900 by 75 will be 12 times, which is 36 minutes. Seems like a good idea, but in reality, this is not correct. We cannot take that. So what is the right way? Because there's a catch here. I'll tell you what that catch is going to happen. So for every 3 minutes, I'm getting 75 liters. So at the end of the 30th minute, 30 minutes over, you would have gotten 750 liters. Why? 30 minutes is 10 cycles. So into 10. At the end of 33 minutes, I would end up with 825 liters, right? From 8, it would have been 870, again 45 liters down, it would have come to 875. Now notice that in the 34th minute, who will be open? The first minute of a cycle, it will be A. A would give me 90 liters, but my tank is already 825 liters. So it's only 75 liters needed. So 1 minute 75 liters, sorry, 1 minute 90 liters. So for 75 liters, that will be 75 by 90. 5/6 of a minute is enough. Which means I'm not even finishing 34 minutes. I'm only taking 5/6 of that minute. So actually the time would be 33 minutes and 50 seconds. Why 50 seconds? 5/6 of a minute is 50 seconds. Now, why is this 36 minutes? Why is this 33 minutes? In reality, if you allow it to be open for one whole minute, the 34th minute, the tank will exceed 900 liters, 800 liters, 825 liters, plus 90, that will be 915. The tank overflows at 900. 15 liters on the top of the layer now, on the top of the brim. Can that happen? It can't. Forget this. 35th minute, 915 liters, you are adding another 30 liters on top of it, 945 liters. In the 36th minute, there is 45 liters on over the brim and we are removing it, which is practically not possible. That's why this is incorrect. When it comes to cycles, you have to verify whether it goes perfectly, it is perfectly aligning, and then you work with it. Especially with the case where you have removals, might have to ensure that am I hitting the final value after removal. If you are hitting the final value after removal, means it's incorrect. That means you have exceeded the actual value, which cannot happen. So have an eye for it. For questions like these, look for a pattern in the cycle and then work around it. That's the way we get it around, right? We'll do the next question. I'll give you a minute. Now let's solve. Pipe A alone can fill a tank in 4 hours. Due to a leak at the bottom, the tank took 5 hours in total to get filled. If pipe A is closed, how long will the leak alone take to empty a full tank? I can do this question in multiple ways. A very simple question, but one reason why I wanted to do this question is to look at a logic here, which works with some other types of questions when we do later. So let's have a look at it. So filling alone, pipe A alone would have taken only 4 hours. But A with a leak has taken 5 hours. Total capacity is 20 liters. So it will be 5 liters per hour. This will be 4 liters per hour. Now I notice that filling alone would have given me 5 liters. But along with the leak, it is giving me only 4 liters. Which means that leak the leakage is going to be 1 liter per hour. That's all. So the question is, how long will the leak alone take to empty a full tank? By leaking out 1 liter every hour, to leak out 20 liters by minus 1 liter per hour, that would be 20 hours. Simple with your LCM method. With fractional method, it's a lot more easier. 1 by 4 minus 1 by leak is equal to 1 by. That's all. Solve for this, you'll get the value straight away. Oh, sorry. So this will give me 1 by L is equal to 1 by 4 minus 1 by 5. That will be 5 minus 4 by 20. 1 by L is equal to 1 by 20, or L is equal to 20 hours. That's with fractional way. But the other idea that I usually solve for these questions, which I use it in other type of questions as well, happens to be, I notice that 4 hours is what the usual time it takes. To fill a tank, it's usually taking 4 hours. But along with the leak, it's taking 1 hour extra. Now my one question that I'll have is, why am I taking 1 more hour extra? Because to compensate whatever water was lost. Any amount of water that was leaked out by the leakage, I have to compensate it. And to compensate it, I worked for 1 hour extra. Or we can say this 1 hour of filling compensates what? Water leaked. For how much time? 1 hour of filling compensates 5 hours of leakage. Now our minds would automatically say 4 hours of leakage. Now you'll have to remember, until the tank got filled, the leak was still leaking, which means that the leakage was active for 5 hours through the time. So this 1 hour of filling is basically compensating 5 hours of leakage, right? So 4 hours of filling would be equivalent to 20 hours of leakage. Now, why am I equating it to 4 hours of filling? 1 hour of filling is 5 hours of leakage. We understand that. But what do you mean by 4 hours of filling is 20 hours of leakage? Why 4 hours of filling? The 4 hours of filling capacity is your tank. So whatever I can fill it in 4 hours can be leaked out in 20 hours. Or a full tank will be filled in 4 hours and that can be drained in 20 hours. So drain pipe takes 20 hours. Or the drain pipe, the leakage means the same, one and the same. So that would take 20 hours. Beautiful way to look at it as a logical part and then solve it. Because in a few questions, when the capacity is not given, when they say there's an inlet pipe and there's an outlet pipe, additional time is taken. In questions like that, this idea comes nice and handy. So to do that, this is the logic that you might have to want to follow. Now, just basically to learn this, we can either solve it in either ways. But this idea, beautiful idea that you can stick it up somewhere and use it whenever needed, right? We'll move on to the next question now. Again, I'll step away for a second. And let's solve. A project can be completed by 6 men and 8 women in 12 days, while 8 men and 4 women can complete the same task in 18 days. How long will it take for 2 men and 1 woman working together to complete the task? 6 men plus 8 women into 12 days. That's my total work. I can say that, right? Amount of work done by 1 man into 6 for the 6 men. Amount of work done by 1 woman into 8 is the amount of work done by all the women. Total into 12 days is my total work, right? Now, I cannot account them to be 14 people because it clearly says 6 men and 8 women, which gives me an understanding that efficiency of a man to a woman is not same. Efficiency of a man in this group to that group should be same. Efficiency of a man and a woman are not necessarily same. We might have to check that out. This is as same as 8 men and 4 women working for 18 days. This is the total work. That is also the total work. I'm going to equate and then find the ratio of man to woman. So let's solve. This will be 72M plus 96W is equal to 144M plus 72W. This goes here and this comes here. 24W is equal to 72M, or W is equal to 3M. M is to W is equal to 1 is to, which means that if a man can do 1 unit a day, a woman can do 3 units a day, right? Now we can plug in this ratio over here and find total work. So the total work is equal to 6 into 1 plus 8 into 3 into 12. So this will be 6 plus 24 into 12. 30 into 12, that is 360. Now the question is, this 360 units is going to be completed by 2 men and 1 woman. So 360 divided by 2 into 1 plus 1 into 3. Because a man can do only 1 unit, a woman can do 3 units. So you look for this. This is 360 divided by 2 plus 3. 360 by 5. That would give us 72 days. That will be our answer. Nice question. Anytime when you come with man days, remember that all the people in a group work with the same efficiency. But if the group has different types of people as mentioned in the question, you might have to account for the fact that they don't work with the same efficiency, solve for it. For all you know, they might come to be equal. But you don't take that assumption upfront and then solve for it. Right? Nice question. Let's hop on to the next one. To the last one for the day. I'm stepping aside again. And here we solve. A group of n people begins working on a project. Together they complete 40% of the work by working 7 hours a day for 10 days. After this, 10 people leave the group. The remaining members continue the work and finish the rest of the project in 14 days. Working 10 hours a day. Find the value of n. So initially n1 is n, d1 is 7 days, w1 is 40% of the work, h1 is 10. n2, 10 people leave the group, which will be n minus 10. d1 is 14, d2, w2 is 40% of the work has been done by this people. The remaining was done by this people, which will be 60% of the work. And then H2 will be 14 days of 10 hours. We know the chain rule that says N1 into D1 into H1 by W1 is equal to N2 into D2 into H2 by W2. So let's plug in, and then we'll get our value. N into 7 into 10 divided by 40 is equal to n minus 10 into 14 into 10 divided by 60. So let's do this. 40 and 60 can be cancelled. This is 2, this is 3. This is 70, this is 140. So this will be 2 times. So n by 2 is equal to 2 into n minus 10 by 3. Okay, 3 here. So let's cross multiply. 3n is equal to 4 into n minus 4 into 10 is 40. So take all the n's to one side and the constants to the other. N is equal to 40. Find the value of n. That's our answer. What? Nice question. So man days, you can either get all the people in a group working the same efficiency, some people joining, some people leaving. You'll have to understand that every time the number of people change, the group efficiency changes, and you have to adjust it accordingly. Here there are only 2 cases. Sometimes the question will have every day someone leaves, every 2 days someone leaves. You'll have to adjust accordingly before you solve the question. But try giving all these questions a shot, practice them. In case if you have any questions, any of your queries, If you haven't joined our Telegram channels, join them. Scan the screen QR codes here. Join them. Any questions that you have, feel free to shoot your questions. We'll discuss it there. Hope your preparation will go even better as we progress. All the best.